I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Here we hear him firing up already. AJ Gotze and David Gourmets on the front row. Kevin Reed, Mike Smith on the second. Jeff Hinkle and the Mark Nelson on the third row. Richie West, Albie Ewens on the fourth row. Wild Bill Percy and Donald Durant round out the top 10. Gerald Thanos Poole starting in 11th with DJ the Iceman Kenner in 12th. Harley Barletta in 13th, Eric Stoy in 14th, and Mark the Man Dan Tuma, as always, starting tail into the field in 15th. Competition caution tonight is on lap 43. The drivers are looking at 60 to 65 laps on a tank of fuel, so they will have to make a pit stop in that last run there at the end. I did hear what sounded like, and I have not confirmed this, but rumor has it one of the drivers, Gerald Thanos Poole, last night actually managed to make, in the truck race, managed to make that last leg of the race without a fuel stop. Could somebody potentially make the run here tonight without stopping? All the drivers lined up, ready to go here at Phoenix. Pace car is rolling. Harley Barletta did not take the grid. Everybody out on track, ready to go. This is the newer version of Phoenix. So it does have the goofy little shortcut. And a long way from the pace car dropping in to the green flag. AJ Gotze, David Gourmets battling for the championship, both on the front row as they head towards 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, get ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go, green flag, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
They are down and away. AJ drops low, Gourmets stays up top. A lot of side-by-side battling, everybody trying to get a little bit here in the early going. Jeff Hinkle picking up a spot early, now up into 4th. Eric Stoy, one of the championship contenders, already up 4 spots into 10th. Stoy did not qualify tonight. AJ Gotze out front. This track is just 1 mile. This is the kind of place where AJ, the short track guru, he loves these kind of tracks. Gourmets, also a fan of short tracks. Jeff Hinkle just set the fastest lap so far as he takes 3rd from Kevin Reed. Richie West on his way toward the front now. Richie up 2 spots into 5th. Hinkle is on maximum attack here tonight. We know Jeff is, generally speaking, the king of tire saving, but here tonight, he is not saving anything in the early going. AJ Godsey, David Gorman, Jeff Finkel, the top three. Kevin Reed with them in fourth. Then you drop back. Richie West back in fifth, about a second back as Mike Smith right behind him. Championship contender, the Mark Nelson, currently back in seventh. Wild Bill Percy on the move. He is now up to eighth. And championship contender Eric Stoy up to ninth, up 5 spots already. Stoy looking on the high side, trying to get a run on Wild Bill. Mark Dantuma continuing that from the back challenge. Already up 4 spots. MS Society is going to be loving him here in a few weeks. Oh, the Iceman. Nope, it looked like he just dropped down to the apron. I thought he was getting loose. Stoy looked like he might have got a little bit of the wall there. As he battles with Wild Bill, Eric slips by to take 8th. One of his championship competitors, the Mark Nelson, just ahead. Kevin Reed on the attack, trying to take second from Gourmet. Richie West has managed to reel in the top 4 once again. Mike Smith not far behind. Mark Nelson back in 7th is starting to close back in on that lead group as well. He is 1 1/4 seconds back, but last time by was faster than everybody ahead of him. Eric Stoy now in 8th. Mark Dantuma up 6 spots into 9th. Stoy and Dantuma just marching through this field. Wild Bill holding on to 10th, but the Iceman looks underneath. Albie Ewan's losing some ground here early. You gotta give it to Albie using the generator in the hot spot to get it done tonight. Donald Durant's in 13th, Gerald Thanos Poole in 14th. Harley Barletta did not take to the grid. Kevin Reed is all over the back bumper of Gorman. Reed was eliminated from the playoffs after last week's race. But he wants to get that Finelli Ironworks Chevrolet back in victory lane. Kevin's got the run underneath Gourmet, out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Gorman has the momentum up on the high side, but now Kevin will be underneath. Oh, a little bobble out of Kevin Reed off 4. He keeps his foot in it. But Gorman pulls ahead and clears. Mark Nelson back in 7th, continuing to reel in the top 6. Eric Stoy in 8th, Mark Dantuma in 9th, both up 6 spots so far. The Iceman back there, and holy cow, Dantuma got a little close to Stoy there for a moment. The Iceman is coming. Wild Bill now in 11th. And it looks like Wild Bill may be having connection issues. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Smoothed out for the moment, but he was blinking just a moment ago as Mark Dantuma now looking underneath Eric Stoy for 8th. And a huge shout out to Mark the Man Dantuma for everything he is doing to help the MS Society fundraiser. We set a huge goal this year. He is going to be a big part of us helping get there. Kevin Reed has now moved into second place and is looking under AJ. Oh, hold on to her, Kevin. He holds on to it, keeps it down low. Did hear some drivers talking about in practice coming out of turn 4, they get a little bit loose, but that inside area, the little shortcut through the dogleg can actually save them, as we just saw with Kevin Reed. However, Kevin did end up losing a couple of spots. I do believe there was some contact there. Let's see if we can get a look. Looking down from the blimp, Kevin has the nose ahead, drifts up. Oh yeah, little contact. Kevin had to pull her down hard to make sure he didn't get into AJ and back out of it. Hey, good evening, Cody. And good evening, Richie Joplin. My apologies. I forgot to say good evening to you earlier, bud. Kevin Reed has already pulled his way back into third, getting around Jeff Hinkle. AJ still out front, but most of the top 10 still within about 2 seconds. And that top 10 is really starting to pull back together as the Iceman is closing in. Cody, since you're not in the race tonight, any predictions on who's going to pull the win off? Eric Stoy has now moved up into 7th. Mark Dantuma now up to 8th, both picking up 7 spots so far. That's 1 position every 3 laps for both drivers. If that trend continues, by the time we get to the comp caution, in about 20 laps, they will be 1st and 2nd. Dantuma may have gotten loose last time out of turn 2. He went way low. Kevin Reed may have used up the tires battling with AJ just a little bit. He has now dropped back to 4th. Richie West starting to peek underneath. Richie West also eliminated from the playoffs after last week's race, but great to see Richie has consistently been a playoff contender since the start of the playoffs several seasons ago. Eric Stoy and Mark Nelson, playoff contenders, now battling it out for 6th place. Mark was not feeling very confident about this race. His big goal for tonight was just mitigating any losses possible to put himself in a decent position going into the season finale next Sunday at Charlotte. Mark managing to hold on, and Kevin Reed is now having connection problems. Kevin still holding on to fourth, right behind Hinkle. So far, AJ Gauzy has led every single lap. AJ has had a great season, 4 poles, 7 wins. 13 top 5s, 16 top 10s in 18 races. And yet, that is not AJ's winningest season yet. Mark D'Antuma starting to look underneath Eric Stoy now as DJ Kenner has caught him. Remember, we will have a competition caution on lap number 43. Brandon Starr saying David Gourmets for the win. Highly likely. Gourmets was the fastest in practice, plus he made the wise decision of driving a Chevy tonight. Kevin Reed back on the attack for third. Oh, a little bit loose out of turn 2 for Kevin. Slides back up. We know that historically, what is now turn 2 used to be turn 4. Just about any car you drive here gets loose on exit. Those flat corners definitely have a tendency to send the back end around and eat up the right rear, as Reed is back on the attack, headed into 3 and 4. Kevin dropping to the apron. Mark Nelson now also looking low. He is reeled in. Richie West and Kevin Reed as Richie now looks on the high side on Kevin. Mark D'Antuma has gotten by Eric Stoy, moved up into 7th. Stoy still holds on to 8th. Good call, Brandon. If we get a post-race interview, we'll be sure to point that out. Plus, being in a Chevy, he will not have the malfunctions and will not have the car spontaneously combust like we have seen in the Ford. Kevin Reed still holding on to 5th. Mark Nelson starting to make some moves back toward the front. Now in 6th place and reeling in that top 5. Mark lost a lot of ground in the early going here, dropping as far back as 8th place, something that one of the championship contenders cannot afford to do. David Gourmets still right there with AJ Gauzy. We saw Gourmets do this a few weeks ago. He did not push the issue, did not try and take the lead for a long, long time. He stayed right in AJ's tire tracks, watched him go around, watched his line, and figured out how to beat him. It looks like he is playing that same strategy here tonight. Will it work? Richie West has now moved up into 4th as Kevin Reed has drifted back to 5th. Mark Nelson continues to close in, and Mark Dantuma now to 7th place. Has a run on Mark Nelson. Eric Stoy, the 4th of the playoff contenders, currently sits in 8th place. He started in 14th. For some reason, Stoy did not qualify tonight. Already up 6 spots. You have to wonder where he would be now if he had qualified. Three laps until the competition caution. AJ Godsey has led every lap of the 40 laps thus far. Richie West and Kevin Reed have lost some ground to the top 3 as they battled. The competition caution will put them all back together. But you have to wonder, at this point, we have gone 41 laps without a caution. After that competition caution, will we go the distance under the green flag? DJ Kenner has now moved up into 9th place, looking at the back bumper of Eric Stoy. AJ still holding a couple of car lengths lead over AJ Godsey. And the competition caution is out on lap 43. AJ Godsey having a dominant run here tonight, followed by David Garman, Jeff Hinkle, Kevin Reed, and Richie West. Mark Nelson holding on to 6th. Mark the Man Dantuma holds on to 7th. Eric Stoy up to 8th. DJ the Iceman Kenner currently running in 9th, and Mike Smith in 10th. Wild Bill Percy holding on in 11th, just outside the top 10. Great to see Bill back on track and running so well. Gerald Thanos Poole in 12th, Albie Ewens 13th, Donald Durant's in 14th. And everybody is on pit road for tires and fuel. Everybody hits their pit stalls right sides up. We don't expect anybody to try a 2-tire stop or anything crazy. Here comes Dantuma. His crew is on fire tonight. And AJ Godsey maintains the lead. Garmy coming out in 2nd. Jeff Hinkle in 3rd. Richie West in 4th. Dantuma coming out in 5th. Mark Nelson, Kevin Reed, Mike Smith, Wild Bill, and Gerald Poole rounding out your top 10. See if we can talk to 4th place driver Richie West. Hey Richie, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
Hey, no longer in the playoffs, but you're here to win tonight.
You know what? We're here to win every week. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't make the playoffs this year, but the goal every week is to come out and try to win anyway.
Man, you're looking like you got something for him here tonight. You've been awfully fast so far. Can you get around these 3 in front of you?
I don't know. I feel like the top 6 or 7 are pretty even there. We'll give it our best shot. It feels like it's pretty even. I don't think I have anything for the top 2, AJ or David, but hey, we'll give it a shot here and see what happens.
Well, man, good luck. It's been a great run so far, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Doug.
Richie West currently sits in 4th. Mark Nantuma has been doing this from the back challenge, has not qualified all season long, starts tail into the field even on a few occasions when other drivers did not qualify, gave himself an EOL penalty. To make sure he has dropped to the back, and so far this season, he has passed 259 cars and pulled off 2 wins. Will tonight be win number 3? Lights are out. They stack back up. Folks, let's have a little fun. When the green flag drops, I'm going to stop talking, rather. You guys crank up the volume and let's listen to all that horsepower. Down the back straightaway towards turns 3 and 4. Here we go. AJ in control. Get ready, folks. It is time to crank it up. A clean restart for all the drivers, and Mark Dantuma took advantage, picking up 3 more spots. He has moved to 2nd, but AJ still out front. David Gourmets still holding on to that podium position in 3rd. Jeff Hinkle holds on to 4th. Kevin Reed still in 5th. Richie West dropping back to 6th. Mark Nelson battling with Michael Smith for 7th place. Wild Bill still holding on to 9th. Albie Hewitts, who lost a lot of ground in the... Oh, we've got a problem up ahead. Mark Nelson is around. Caution is out for the first time tonight. Let's see what happened to the Mark Nelson. Headed off into the turn. Looked like Mike Smith may have given him a little bit of a bump. Looking down from the blimp, does look like there was a little bit of a bump off into the turn. Mark able to get on the brakes and everybody able to avoid him. Mark has taken the car to pit road. Will not need any repairs, but likely getting 4 fresh tires as he's likely flat spotted that set getting onto the brakes. One of the championship contenders involved in the first incident tonight. Mark Dantuma picked up 3 spots on the previous restart. Can he pick up one more on the next one? Kevin Reed had an early race charge, now sits in 5th. Eric Stoy, one of our playoff contenders after that pit stop, was back in 9th. Needs to make up some ground, but Mark Nelson, also playoff contender after that incident, all the way back in 13th. Should be getting 1 to green this time by. DJ Kenner was quietly working his way through the field in the first part of this race. After pit stops, currently sits in 10th. Lights are out on the pace car. They stack back up. AJ Godsey will be in control of the restart. Pace car is in. Hey, good evening, Bobby. Thank you so much for the stars, buddy. Here we go through 3 and 4. AJ in the zone, fires immediately and rockets away. David Gorman able to take advantage, shoots underneath Dantuma, reclaims second. Dantuma in third, Jeff Hinkle fourth, Kevin Reed in fifth. A lot of battling going back behind. Bill Percy is on the attack, goes by Eric Stoy. DJ Kenner looked to the high side on Stoy, now peaking low. Mark Nelson tried to fight his way back toward the front. Currently in 11th. Yeah, I got you, Cody. AJ and Gourmet, pretty much the same thing we saw throughout the first part of this race. Those two 1-2, Dantuma in third. Jeff Hinkle and Kevin Reed about to go back to battle. Mike Smith sitting back in 6th. Bill Percy now up to 7th. Richie West drifting back to 8th on the restart. Eric Stoy now up to 9th. The Mark Nelson has fought his way back into the top 10, getting by DJ the Iceman Kenner. If Mark does nothing else, he has to get back ahead of Eric Stoy, but Eric's going to do everything he can to keep Mark behind him, but both drivers have a long way to go to catch up to AJ Godsey and David Gorman. Those 4 drivers will go into next week at Charlotte, the final race of the season, to battle for the championship. Every position, every point here tonight is gonna matter. Mark Nelson now starting to look back underneath Eric Stoy. Kevin Reed has gotten back past Jeff Hinkle, now into 4th. Reed fought his way up to battle for the lead earlier in the race before a little bit of contact, and he had to save it. Looks like he has got the speed again and is going to fight his way forward. But Mark Dantuma is up 12 spots from where he started. Bringing his from the back challenge down to 271. But Kevin Reed looks underneath for 3rd. And they better all look out. Wild Bill is now up to 6th. Bill up to 6th place and closing in on Jeff Hinkle as Kevin Reed just got by Jeff Hinkle, now looking underneath Mark the Man Dantuma. Wild Bill closing in on the top 5. He's got some breathing room. Back to 6th place, Richie West. Eric Stoy in 7th. The Mark Nelson in 8th. But DJ the Iceman Kenner looking underneath Mark now to take 9th. Wild Bill has now caught up to Jeff Hinkle. Does he have enough to make an attack, though? David Gorman, AJ Godsey now have Mark Dantuma on the attack. Dantuma drives it deep into the turn. He's going for 2 for 1 here. Off into turn 3, and he is clear of David Gorman. AJ dropping down into the dogleg. Dantuma does it. Kevin Reed now looks underneath Gorman. As Dantuma looks underneath AJ down the back straightaway. Through 3 and 4, AJ still maintaining the lead, and this time Dantuma goes through the dogleg. Still underneath AJ into 1 and 2. We mentioned it earlier that AJ is the short track king, but Dan Tuma is definitely giving him a run for his money. Kevin Reed still on the attack underneath Gourmet. Jeff Hinkle lurking right behind. Bill Percy may have overused his tires, fighting his way up into the top 6, but man, what a run to get there. Richie West, after the last restart, dropped back to 7th place, has lost some ground. Eric Stoy in 8th, now has Mark Nelson on his bumper. Those two are championship contenders. But here comes the Iceman. And Gerald Poole now on the attack on the high side. Kevin Reed finally completes the pass on Hinkle, moves into 4th. Wild Bill continuing to lose ground as Richie West reels him in. AJ Gotze still holding on to the lead for the moment. Puts a little bit of breathing room between him and Dan Tuma, but not much. And the way we have seen Dan Tuma drive off into the corners here tonight, man, I think he might have something for AJ. Gerald Poole and DJ Kenner still battling for 10th place. DJ down on the end of the dog leg, but Gerald carrying the momentum up top. Mike Smith has also gotten back into this fight, back in 12th. Albie Ewan's in 13th. Donald Durant's in 14th. Harley Barletta has come out on track in 15th. He is a bunch of laps down. Just out here having a good time. The top 4 single file at the moment. For the first time tonight, there's actually a couple of car links between each of them. Bill Percy back in 6 as Richie West, Eric Stoy, and Mark Nelson closing in along with DJ Kenner. The top 2 starting to put some distance between them and 3rd place David Garman. Now 3/4 of a second from Dan Tuma to Garman as Kevin Reed goes on the attack for 3rd. Wild Bill, who fought his way up to 6th place, now has a swarm of cars closing in. Eric Stoy got loose out of turn 2 and just lost a couple of spots. Mark Nelson now to 8. DJ Kenner battling with him for 9th. Eric Stoy still trying to hold on. He needs to stay within striking distance of Mark Nelson. AJ Gotze still out front. About a half-second gap on Dan Tuma now. As Kevin Reed continues to look for a place to attack on Gourmet. Jeff Hinkle quietly lurking here in 5th. Hinkle is known as the king of tire saving. If this thing stays green, he is definitely going to have an advantage. Now all the drivers were last on pit road on lap 44. Drivers told me before the race 60 to 65 laps on a tank of fuel. That's going to put them between 104 and 109. You can add a few more laps for that caution. But I did hear in the truck race last night, one driver, Gerald Poole, was able to stretch a lot further than anybody and able to go from the competition caution to the end without a pit stop. Hey, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it, buddy. Will do. Gerald Poole looking. Whoa. That got a little close as Mike Smith pushed up. Richie West now having to battle with Mike Smith as DJ Kenner goes by on the high side. Mark Nelson has finally broke away from this group, including Eric Stoy. Mark currently in 6th, but 3 seconds back from Jeff Hinkle. He is closing the gap. Meanwhile, AJ Godsey has opened up a 1-second lead on Dan Tuma. Jeremy, I do not remember. Cody, do you I'm going to have to go back and look. I broadcast a lot of races since then. 40 laps to go. Everybody is within the fuel window. They have been for about 20 laps, but again, we may have some drivers that can go the distance if they've been conserving the whole time. And here we go. The first stop is underway. Eric Stoy, one of the playoff contenders, just hit pit road. Jeremy, I do believe Richie Joplin did get wrecked out last Sunday. I have Richie in so many races during the week, I can't remember everything that happened. The other Richie West is in, Mike Smith is in, Eric Stoy and Wild Bill are in. Yep, yeah, they were at Pocono last week, yeah. Oh, I remember that incident. I remember now, Jeremy, thanks. Gerald Thanos Poole has now gone to pit road. Looks like they are going to split the distance here. Lap times have dropped off by about 7/10 to 8/10 of a second. as Albie Hewins is now on pit road. The Mark Nelson is on pit road. Two of the playoff contenders have been to pit road. Eric Stoy now out on track. Mark Nelson headed to his pit stall. Mark the man Dan Tuma just hit pit road. AJ Godsey and David Garman, the other two playoff contenders, stretching it out here. DJ the Iceman Kenner on his way down pit road as well. And the leader is in. AJ Godsey comes to pit road. Gourmet is on his way in. Kevin Reed stays out. Donald Durant's also staying out here, hoping for a caution. No, Kevin Reed is coming in now. And caution is out. Caution is out, lap 95. Donald Durant just got very, very, very lucky. And how many drivers just got trapped? What happened to Wild Bill? There's Bill headed off into turn 3. Oh, something went horribly wrong. That car just snapped right. Did he get loose and overcorrect, or did something break? Oh yeah, he got loose, headed off into 3, overcorrected, and hit the outside wall. Wild Bill has towed it to pit road. Donald Durant is hitting his pit stall now. And this may cycle around to Mark Dantuma leading and Kevin Reed in second. Boy, the timing of that caution was very, very lucky for a lot of the field. Had it happened a lap sooner, I think Donald Durant would have trapped everybody a lap down. However, Donald Durant's now sitting back in 12th place, does have the freshest tires on track. And Mark Dantuma has the lead for the first time here tonight. Just over 30 laps to go here at Phoenix. Working only our second caution of the night. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't mentioned it yet tonight, but there is one very, very important member of the BRR community. She's sitting in race control right now. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, in race control, keeping everybody in line. So thankful to have Nicole up there working race control each and every week. She has done an amazing job all season long, and I personally am hoping she will continue next season. I'd love to see her back out on track and get some wins, but she has done an amazing job with race control this season. should be getting one to green, this time by Mark Dantuma, Kevin Reed, Eric Stoy, Mark Nelson, and DJ Kenner, your top 5. Richie West, Mike Smith, Gerald Poole, AJ Gonsey, and David Garman, your top 10. This did shake up the playoff contenders here. Mark Nelson and Eric Stoy, who had been back between 6th and 10th most of the night, are now 3rd and 4th. AJ Gonsey and David Garman now at the back of the top 10. What a shakeup this has been. AJ and Garman have a hard fight ahead to get back out front. And can Mark the Man Dantuma get his 3rd win of the season, or will Kevin Reed finally return to victory lane? He has no wins this season as the green flag drops. Dantuma full sends it. Stoy slips by into 2nd. Kevin Reed in 3rd, battling with DJ the Iceman Kenner. But the Mark Nelson comes by on the high side to take 4th. And AJ Gonsey has already moved from 9th to the back bumper of Mark Nelson in 1 lap. They are 3 wide as the Iceman goes low through 1 and 2. AJ now looking to the high side on Stoy and Kevin Reed. Mark Dantuma has been able to pull a 1 second gap while they battle behind. Kevin Reed slips out of that fight into 2nd place. Let's take a look at that restart and AJ Gonsey. AJ down there on the inside as they come to the green. Everybody fires. They cannot pass on the bottom until that start-finish line. AJ immediately goes down to the bottom. Restarted in 9th, sends it off into 1 and 2, picked up several spots right there. Immediately picking up 3 spots, then goes around the Iceman to pick up a 4th and put himself into the top 5. One very, very good lucky lap there. Caution! Caution is back out! Lap number 105. I hate saying the old cliches, but in this case, cautions breed cautions. Eric Stoy was up there battling for 2nd place. Kevin Reed looking underneath. Oh, Stoy gets a little loose out of 2. AJ goes by. The Iceman looks underneath. The Iceman gets by. Mark Nelson is reeling him back in. Back across the start-finish line one more time. Back down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Nelson looking low. Oh, Stoy is way loose on the brakes. Wow. Championship contender now drifts all the way back to 12th place. Richie West is on pit road. Eric Stoy did come to pit road. Mark the Man Dantuma out front, followed by Kevin Reed, AJ Godsey, DJ Kenner, and the Mark Nelson. Your top 5, David Garman, Jeff Hinkle, Mike Smith, Donald Durant, and Albie Hewins into the top 10. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Kevin Reed. Hey, Kevin, it's Doug. You got me, bud?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
Hey, it's been a really good night for the Finelli Ironworks Chevy tonight.
It has been fun, that's for sure.
You've been on the attack. Now you got to get around Mark the Man Dantuma. Can you get it done and get back to victory lane tonight?
I don't know. I'm going to try. His car feels real good tonight for some reason, so I'm hoping.
Well, this is definitely your kind of track. You've always done very well here, and tonight it really is showing. You've had some close battles out there.
I've been just out here having a blast, dude. So well, whatever happens, happens.
It definitely looks like a lot of fun. I wish I was out there, but then you know what would happen, so...
Yeah, hush.
Man, good luck. A great run so far tonight, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
Kevin Reed currently sits in second place next to Mark the Man Dantuma. Mark choosing to start on the high line. Don't forget to tune in every night this week. A lot of great racing. Jones BS Racing tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern. Tuesday night, XCal is off, but Angie and I will find some way to entertain you folks. Wednesday night, the Nowski Nation is back at 9 Eastern. Thursday night, Home Motorsports at 7 Eastern. And maybe Friday Fun Night this week. Into the restart zone, green flag in the air. Mark Dantuma launches it. 21 laps to go. Kevin Reed looks underneath. AJ Godsey now sitting in third. The Iceman in fourth. David Garman battling with Mark Nelson for fifth. Eric Stoy, after getting loose, is fighting his way back, is now back into 10th. But Richie West, Albie Hewins, Gerald Poole, all looking for a win tonight. Stoy is about to have his hands full. AJ Godsey is caught up to Mark Dantuma, is looking underneath for the lead. AJ Godsey reclaims the lead with 19 laps to go. You saw that fight on the previous restart. He charged through the field, then fights his way past Kevin Reed and Mark Dantuma. Did he save enough tires to hold them off? Well, he saved quite a bit. He just set the fastest lap of the night. "17 laps to go." AJ got a great run when he took the lead, pulled away, but Dantuma and Reed closing back in. Garmy now in fourth. DJ in fifth. Jeff Hinkle has made his way to sixth. The Mark Nelson now in seventh. Mike Smith in eighth. Richie West in 9th. Gerald Poole cracking into the top 10. Eric Stoy is now drifted back to 11th. He is going to need a lot of luck for the next 16 laps and a great race next week for any hope to win the championship. Dan Tuma starting to look underneath AJ again for the lead. Mark Nelson, another championship contender, is now drifted back to 7th. Mike Smith behind him, Jeff Hinkle ahead of him. Does that car have anything left in it? Garmy has fought his way back up into 4th after that lap 95 caution sent him back to 10th place. The top 3 all within striking distance. Dan Tuma continues to look low. Mark Nelson in 7th has been unable to find a way past. And Eric Stoy has now been passed by Albie Ewens and drops back into 12th. The 4 championship contenders are going to be spread out. AJ Gonsey at the moment has a huge advantage going into Charlotte, the season finale next Sunday. DJ Kenner now on the attack, looking underneath Garmy for 4th. The Iceman cometh. Garmin trying to fight back on the high side. That is allowing Hinkle and Nelson to close back in. Nelson looking back underneath Hinkle as the Iceman takes 4th. 10 laps to go here at Phoenix. Nine laps to go for AJ Gonsey. Dan Tuma still lurking. Kevin Reed still there. The Iceman closing in. Garmin in 5th. Jeff Hinkle still trying to hold off Mark Nelson. Eric Stoy still trying to find his way back up a few spots. Seven laps to go for AJ Gonsey. He's put 0.6 of a second now on Dan Tuma. Kevin Reed currently sitting in 3rd. DJ Kenner in 4th, but is almost 2 seconds back. Garmin losing ground in 5th as Jeff Hinkle closing in, bringing Mark Nelson with him. Mike Smith has lost some ground to him. He is 1.25 seconds back and blinking. Gerald Poole now to 9th. And Thanos is closing the gap on Mike Smith. 5 laps to go at Phoenix. AJ Gotzi has led the most laps tonight, but Mark D'Antuma in that from the back challenge up 13 spots into second. You have to wonder, Mark has 2 wins coming from the back this season. You have to wonder how many wins he would have if he qualified. Kevin Reed still looking at a podium finish. A great race here tonight. Three laps to go for AJ Gotzi. Garmin still holds on to 5th, but Hinkle and Nelson closing the gap. Out of turn 4, 2 laps to go for AJ Gotzi. Looking for his 8th win of the season. Mark D'Antuma, a great run in second. Kevin Reed in third. The top 3 have broken away from the field. Across the line, the white flag is in the air. AJ about to get his 8th win of the season. He's led the most laps. He's dominated here tonight. And has the fastest lap of the night. Through turns 3 and 4, AJ Gotzi 8 times this season pulls off the win once again. Mark D'Antuma coming home in second. Kevin Reed finishes in third. Let's see if we can talk to our top 3, starting with Kevin. Kevin, another great run tonight, a podium finish here, and man, you look like you might have had the car to pull off the win.
Matt, AJ was just too fast. That's all I can say. Just too fast. He just drove past Mark and I like we were just playing around out there.
Have you guys considered, wrecking him?
No, that wouldn't be nice. We gotta do something like that.
Man.
This is my first podium, you know that, right?
No.
It's my first interview with you. I've raced for an interview for all season. So at least I got an interview.
Well,
and
man,
a third place finish.
That is awesome, and you better get another one next week, bud.
Well, I'm going to try. What the heck? Might as well try to get in the way of these championship guys just to make it more fun.
Well, man, you did a great job tonight. It was great to see you back on the podium. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, Doug.
Kevin Reed coming home in third. Mark the Man D'Antuma finishing in second. Mark, I really, really thought you had it there for a bit.
For just a split second, I allowed myself to kind of focus on that dream, and then, as usual, AJ smashed it.
It was still an impressive run. The From the Back Challenge up 13 spots tonight. You have to wonder, going into next season, as many times as you've charged forward here this season and getting 2 wins, how many wins will you get if you qualify?
I don't know, because as much fun as I've been having coming from the back, I think I'm going to do this again next season.
Well, man, that is awesome. It is a truly impressive feat and another great podium finish tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Just awesome job to AJ. Way to start off the championship round. So congrats to him.
Well, great job tonight, Mark. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
And finally, our winner, AJ, 8th win of the season, the best way to start the championship round off going into Charlotte next week.
Yeah, couldn't have been a better track for me. I really like this place, and it suits my driving style. So, yeah, wore out after. I don't know what happened after that caution. I got put to the back. It must have been the way I cycled out, but I had to work hard to get back up there. That was for sure.
We watched the first lap. We went back and did a replay of the first lap after the caution or after the green flag drop. You picked up 4 spots in a single lap. That was just an impressive run, and then took the 5th spot in the blink of an eye after that. It was just an impressive charge.
Yeah, well, luckily on that restart, I got the inside, so my idea was just cut the dog leg as much as possible and try to hold that bottom line through the flat corner. Then wherever it shook out after that, got a little crazy there. I think Eric got loose and Mark checked up, and I tried checking up. We all kind of accordioned right there. I got a little nervous thinking we were going to wreck, but everybody done a good job at gathering it up and getting out of the gas there.
Well, man, great job. Great to see you back in victory lane and on your way to potentially your next championship next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Doug.
AJ Godsey gets the win and sets himself up perfectly for Charlotte next week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. We will see you tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern for Jones BS Racing. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.